What if I told you there's a brand new community full of brand new homes that's big enough for your growing family, and most come with a price tag under $500,000 in a great family friendly suburb in the Atlanta area? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, today we're stepping inside this incredible new construction home built with expanding families in mind. And stick around because later in this video, I'll reveal 5 proven tips to sell your current home faster and get you moving into your dream home sooner. You don't want to miss this. This home has surprises around every corner. From spacious living areas to family friendly upgrades, it's designed for comfort and functionality. But let me ask you, what feature do you think makes the biggest difference for a growing family? Leave your comment below and let me know what you think. So, this home, before we get into today's subject, let's talk about this home. This is in Noonan, Georgia, in the Chapel Hill community. So, that might sound familiar if you've been watching my videos for a while. One of my very first home tours was of this community, and that was last year in January. And now we are now in phase two of this community in Chapel Hill. So, just to give an idea of why it's important to get into a community earlier rather than later, part of the why wait if you can afford now conversation. Homes last year in this community were selling in the 300s. Now, in phase two, the homes have appreciated in value, first of all, and typically builders raise the price every 2 to 3 to 5 homes that they sell. The price goes up a few $1,000s. This home is listed by Marie Abercrombie of DRB. This is a DRB community. And this home is listed at just over $467,000 now. So homes have appreciated in this community and over the last year about $100,000. There are still plenty of homes in this neighborhood that are well under 500, like this one here. There's some even less expensive ones as well. But like I said, it's important to understand to get into a community sooner rather than later because of that appreciation. They're just now starting to get into phase two, so there's still plenty of time before the homes keep appreciating. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. But this floor plan here, this is the Drayton floor plan by DRB. It is 4 bedrooms with 3 full baths and is just a little over 2,700 square foot. So this home has a separate dining room that we're looking at right now. It had a 1 bedroom on the main level, which is great for teens, or if you're taking care of a parent, an elderly parent, or someone that can't go upstairs. There's a bedroom down here. If that none of those situations apply to you, to where someone needs that space downstairs, it's a perfect office. So that's also something to consider. This home has a master bedroom on the second story, so that's why it's great for younger, expanding families. Because when you're starting to get older in age, this may be your last home. You don't know yet, but not even older in age to where you're elderly, but where you're starting to think about the future. Is this the home that's going to be for me? If you have older teens, then you're starting to get to the age where you don't want to be going up and downstairs. So this home might not work for you. But if you are still growing and your family is still growing, you're still have fit kids might be in the future, possibly, maybe. And maybe one of you wants to have kids, the other one is saying you want to have kids. Well, this home would work for you because the master's on the same level as the most of the bedrooms, other than the one downstairs. So there's room. Like if the baby starts crying in the middle of the night, or your little one has a nightmare, you're not running across the house or upstairs in the middle of the night. You're just going across the hall, which is perfect. I don't have that luxury with my house. My house isn't a huge house, but the way my house is set up is like a roommate type plan where the master for me is on the front of the house and my daughter's bedroom is in the back of the house to where I have to go through the living room, the kitchen, down the hallway, and then there's my daughter's bedroom. So she's 5 years old when she has her nightmare. I'm running through the whole house instead of conveniently going across the street. You've got a nice pantry. You have an open living room, an open concept kitchen, so you can be cooking food while you're still spending time with the family right there, which was really nice. I like the little breakfast area in the middle. I don't know if we'd have that set up. My wife would probably figure out something else. We'd probably use the dining room because it's right there and it's convenient. But you have the little breakfast nook in there if you want to use it as that. If you don't, the nice thing is there's no chandelier dangling down for you to have to put a table there. The drop-in electric fireplace is always a nice touch. I love electric fireplaces just because I have a dog, I have a daughter that's young. It's safer. You're not worried about them sticking something in the fire. It's not a wood burning fireplace. You don't have to worry about the upkeep of a gas fireplace. A lot of the newer gas fireplaces, you have to use them regularly, or else air pockets can get in there, this or that. It's just like a space heater. You plug it in, it works, you're good to go, you're nice and cozy. So I really liked that about this home. I liked that it had a full bathroom downstairs with the bedroom. That way it could be used as a bedroom if you wanted it to. It's also down the hall away from the living room. It's out of the way even from the dining room if you use the dining room because there's a wall barrier there. So you have privacy. Sometimes you go into homes and you have the half bath part of the living room, and there's no privacy to that at all, especially if you have guests over. No one wants to hear what you're doing in there. So that's something to keep in mind when you're looking at homes. This was another bonus. You have a sitting area upstairs to watch TV, to make a study nook, for a game room for the kids, to keep the downstairs clean for when guests come over. I really liked this flex space to use what you wanted it to use it for. If you wanted to make that a living room type area, you can make that bedroom right there the kids' bedroom. So if you had a TV on, it's not sharing a wall like that bedroom is right there. You could watch your TV, and then when you're ready to go to bed, you just walk right there into the master bedroom. So this was a really nice plan that I liked a lot. But now that we've kind of talked about the house a little bit, let's talk about the 5 things that you can do to maximize the efficiency and how quickly you can get your home sold. Because a lot of cases, when you're talking about a $500,000 home or more, especially in this market, this isn't your first home. You have a home currently and you have a home to sell. So let's talk about how can we sell a home more efficiently so you can get your next home quicker. You're not having to stress or have a headache or worry about your current home not selling. Let's talk about that. So the first thing that you can do is to make sure all of your walls and your lights are not necessarily updated but neutral. When it comes to the colors, grays are starting to come out a little bit. This house is gray and it looks great. And I still like gray, but the lighter grays are starting to come into more of a thing instead of the darker grays. The white accents, all the whites help with the grays too. But white is another excellent color to choose. If you have crown molding, it's nice to go with a different color other than white because the crown molding starts to get hidden when everything is white. But stay away from the bold colors if you can help it, like the maroons in some bedrooms or dining rooms sometimes, or the navy blues. Um, Earth colors are starting to come back, but I highly recommend staying away from the beiges that are too yellow, especially if you have yellow lights. And that's one thing that I'll catch a lot of people don't think about. The light bulbs that are the white color make a house so much more brighter and inviting when people are looking at it compared to the yellow lights. Yes, the soft yellow tinted light bulbs are nice and comfortable, especially in bedrooms where low light is nice. But when those are good for lamps, for example, not for overhead lights, especially when people are wanting to view the home. Like right here, the overhead light is white, it's not yellow, and it brightens up the room, it makes it more inviting. And the lamps, you can put the yellow lights because they have the yellow shade and it's dimmer, and it's nice to read a book in bed if you want to do that, or just have a nice dim light on. But the overhead lights, if you make them, what I've seen in homes, people tend to have this mindset of yellow equals dingy. You don't want someone to have that thought. You want an open, welcoming home. So keep everything neutral, and people have trouble imagining what a home would look like if it had fresh painted walls. This looks nice, the accent wall with the blue, and this is a model home, so they've done some things that aren't typically in the home. But is that to everyone's taste? Maybe the wall would be better if it was all one color. Now, you have accent walls like this that are shiplap. Those are great. But if you don't have it in already, I wouldn't recommend installing it. Um, it doesn't necessarily, I was telling someone this the other day. When you do things to a home, it doesn't necessarily raise the value of the home if your home's in good shape. It just makes it more sellable. So if there's like painting your house is something that's one of the more less expensive things that you can do to a home to make it sell faster, because people can imagine, don't have to imagine what your bedroom would look like if it's a neutral color to their taste, because neutrals are neutral. Everyone's okay with that color. A maroon red, that may be what you like, and there may be a big group of people that like that color, but there's also a group of people that don't. And that group of people are being turned off by your house, even though they know that they can paint it. It's just a thought, just something to think about. The next thing is, and this is more so about if you're planning to live in the home long term and you don't plan on selling right away, if you want to do updates, kitchens and bathrooms are the areas to focus in on. Again, like I said, it doesn't necessarily raise the value of your home, but it makes your home sell faster. If your home was built in the 90s, but you update your kitchen and bathrooms to make it look like a modern kitchen, maybe you're able to fit an island in there, it makes it sell faster. Yes, it also increases the value of your home if your home was built in the 90s, but typically the amount of money that you're going to put in is going to be more than what the value that you're going to see in return. So do it for yourself. Don't do it just to sell the home. Do it for yourself. Okay, next, when it comes to making your home sell faster, this is huge. Maximize curb appeal. The reason why this is important is because the first impression that people get is of the curb appeal. If the home is got bushes that are overgrown, the grass isn't cut, it looks dingy, people don't. I've had people where we pull up to a home, we know what we want, and I've encouraged my buyers too, because if they don't like pulling up to the house, they're not going to like what's in it. So why do we even need to go into the home? And that's why curb appeal is so important. Next, you want to make sure that you declutter the house. Notice how clean this room is. There's not piles of laundry on the floor. There's not dishes in the sink. There's not bugs on the floor. The house is well kept. And that's very important when you're doing this, not just for when you're seeing the home. I even see homes that have the photographer to come in to list the house, and there's dishes in the sink then, and there's piles of laundry on the floor. Just clean the house, make it as welcoming as possible. If you have stuff on the counter like a coffee maker, for the time being while you're selling your house and while the pictures are taken, put things away to make it look cleaner and more inviting. I know it's a little inconvenient to have to pull your coffee maker out every morning, but If that's something that's going to make your home sell faster, do it. And finally, for the last item that you can do to make your home sell faster, and this is going to sound cheesy, but it's very important, hire a good agent. You can interview agents. You don't have to hire the first one that you meet, but a good agent can make all the difference. If you go onto Zillow or my website or whatever and go look at homes, you can tell a good agent by the photography alone. Photography is supposed to be of the house, not of the furniture. I don't care what a table looks like. I want to see the dining room. So, good photography with pictures lined up correctly in the MLS and on the websites makes a huge difference. If your house has a pool, then that needs to be a picture that is seen pretty quickly. You know, if it's at the very bottom and the you have 50 pictures on there, then most people aren't going to know that there's a pool. You need to have that advertised up front. So have a good agent to get the people in your home in the first place. If you have an agent, then you're advertising on multiple websites, all over all the major ones, all over all the MLSs. It's shared with all the agents. If you do a for sale by owner and you only have a sign, it's only being shown by people that are driving by your house. If you post it on Zillow, it's only on Zillow. So have a professional agent earn what they are paid to do and make sure that they're the right agent to do it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you have any questions, please reach out or leave a comment below. I look forward to hearing from you. Please also subscribe and like my video, and I'll see you next week.